Hey guys, okay, I'm gonna read to you today page 146 through 147. We're learning about Robert E. Lee, and the title of the next paragraph is After Graduation. After graduation, Robert E. Lee married Mary Custis. She was the great-granddaughter of Martha Washington. Arlington, Virginia became their home. Across the river from Arlington is Washington, D.C. Not very far away is Mount Vernon, the home of George Washington. General Robert E. Lee was able to have some of George Washington's furniture in his home. How proud he was of that. Mr. and Mrs. Lee were not always in Arlington. He was an engineer for the United States Army. He had to travel to other states to help plan and build bridges and forts. In 1847, Lee proved himself to be an excellent soldier in war between the United States and Mexico. The North and the South argue. Time passed. The Northern and the Southern states had been arguing for a long time. Part of the argument was about slavery in the South. Although Robert E. Lee was a Southerner, he thought it was wrong to own slaves. But the biggest part of the argument was over the rights that each Southern state thought it should have. The Southern states withdrew from the United States when they thought the government was taking away their rights. The Southerners called themselves Confederates. They made their own flag and chose Jefferson Davis to be their president. He's over there on the picture. President Abraham Lincoln wanted to keep the United States together. To do this, there would be a civil war. Each man would have to decide for themselves if he believed as the South did or as the North. A hard decision. This was a hard decision for Lee. He loved his home state of Virginia. It made him very sad when Virginia decided to join the Confederate States. Lee loved the United States, but he loved Virginia more. How can I fight against my own family and the men from Virginia? He asked himself. The South had few factories to make guns and fewer men to fight than the North. Though he knew even then that the South had little chance of winning, he sadly gave up his position in the United States Army. He must do his duty. He must do what he felt was right. He came back to Virginia, where the Confederate Army was being raised to fight in the North. Robert E. Lee was chosen to be the commander of the Southern armies. It didn't make him happy because he knew how horrible war is. Before the Civil War was over, thousands of men would die.